Welcome back, Saints Nation, to another RL NACE night. I am Patrick Smoke Chambers, joined by Wyatt Swag Studios Raps. And Wyatt, how you feeling tonight, man? You excited?
You know, Patrick, it has been a very, very, very long weekend of Rocket League. We
It
just
has.
finished SGS Rocket League, and you know what? Yesterday there was also RLCS qualifiers for NA, and I mean today to come back with some more NACE RL. The throat might not be there, but the heart and the passion is.
I mean, for me, I can say that I sort of relate to you. I was hosting the league stream on the Saturday and then casting with the wonderful Subdot on Sunday. And with you as well, why we had the privilege of sharing the desk together a couple of times. But for now, that aside, we have a night to focus on. We're looking at St. Clair versus West Virginia University. It's going to be Gyro, Tool, and Angel for West Virginia. And for St. Clair, it's going to be the Green Squad. It's going to be Arju, Jazzy, and Zai. But before we get into some team breakdown, we have a little bit of a pre-game interview with one of our coaches here. If you don't mind coming through, Thermal. Yusuf, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I'm excited for this matchup, really. It'll be a very, very close match, I think.
Yeah, I mean, just talking about how the Green Team's done recently, they're 3-0 in NACE, and for CRL, they've had some tremendous showings, and even just fresh off the SGS win. How are the boys feeling today? You think they're doing all good?
I think coming off the win on the weekend, I think they're pretty confident that they'll go into this match and win it, but I don't really want to say too much to kind of like jinx
Okay,
it.
we don't worry about anything else. Hey, you know what? If they're feeling locked for NACE, that's all that needs to happen. And against West Virginia, you guys have faced them in CRL before through some of these opens. Tell us about what you think you could predict from that matchup, because I definitely have my own thoughts, but hearing it from the coach itself is a lot different.
I definitely think they got better picking up Gyro with him starting now because he
Right.
didn't really start at the start of the semester, but they ended up picking him up instead of and sent Don to the bench. So I think it'll be a much closer matchup than what happened last semester. I also think there'll be a lot of more like close 50s on the ground and like more mechanical plays, but I still think that we'll probably play our style, be aggressive, play those 50s, get the mechanics out. So that's pretty much
Yeah.
it.
Indeed, and I mean, you guys remembering from last CRL, you guys did face off against West Virginia, and it was an incredible fashion. You guys were just about to lose that series, but then you came back with a reverse sweep. Do you think it's going to be similar to that last game, or do you think now, like they got Gyro on the squad as they did before? Do you think coming off of the weekend of SGS, do you think there's going to be any exhaustion, any mental like drain from that LAN itself? Because it was a long day. I mean, the boys were playing beautifully, but do you think that's going to affect them at all coming into today?
I think since we won, I think they'll go in with confidence. I think that's a plus for today having an ace and yesterday SGS because we won that. The boys are pretty happy about that win. We got prize money, we got the trophy, and I'm hoping we don't have to reverse sweep again. Hopefully it's like more like a clean win. But yeah,
I think when we talk about how close potentially the series could get, right? Gyro, obviously ex Dignitas, now deleted player in the RLCS. He's been absolutely tearing it up. But again, like we were talking about earlier, this West Virginia squad, they're beefed up a little more now. They have the potential to really take a series off the Saints if they're not on their best day. Right now, as it stands, how do you see this series going? I want a score prediction. This best of 5, what do you got? I'm assuming it's going to be a Saints win.
it's gonna be a Saints win, but I think it'll be
Game
a
5?
3-1. It'll be a 3-1.
3-1, okay.
I don't
They
think we'll
take
go
it
to
in
game
4.
5
They
this
take it in
time.
4, okay.
Yeah, game 4.
I got him taking it in 5 personally. I'm a 3-2 guy. Wyatt, what are your predictions for this?
I'm all there with you. I'm
You
in
there
at
with
3
game
2.
5?
I
I mean-
think it's going to be very close to last time. Definitely not expecting a reverse sweep, but I think we play a little bit of like a passing and forth dance, a little bit of tiki taka. We take one game after the other, and then we make it to that oh so desirable, interesting game 5 where it's all on the line.
I mean, that means we get to cast more. But right now, we got to get to that. And you, sir, you got to get back to coaching. So we'll let you go on there. And good luck. Best of luck. May the best team win. Thermal, thank you for having us in
Thank
the
you for having me.
pregame.
Thank you.
And now, as he makes his grand exit and goes on to coach the second best seed, I believe, as it stands right now in CRL and
Yes.
best seed in NACE. We'll move on to the actual team. Zai, Jazzy, Arju. We've seen a lot of them throughout this entire weekend. What do you have to say about their style of play and how far they've developed?
You know, we've talked about this on so many past broadcasts before, and I've got to see these boys in action a lot of times. And I think the kind of style that they really like to play is aggressive. And overall, that's just how Saints as a school love to play on our Valorant team, on our Rocket League team,
Yeah.
on our Call of Duty team. Any team you see, they love to play aggressive. Specifically for Saints, I think it's because they have so many mechanically talented players like Arju and like Sai, and not to forget our man Jazzy James. I mean, they are all very talented in their own ways, and they love to be on that pitch in that game, surprising the entire team with whatever they can pull up. Now, we're going to look at some past information about how this team has placed in current leagues. CRL, as you mentioned, a current second place, and then they were CRL Open 1 champions, and then, as we mentioned before, coming off of that SGS RL win on this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think when I was watching their series throughout the playoffs in SGS, something that I really wanted to touch on was just how dominant they were, even against schools like Ole Miss with their lineups of Lunar, C Money, and company. And I think that, or sort of Stealth, and so slipped my mind for a second there, but I think the reason being, and I was talking about this with Seb as well. Shout out to Seb if he's tuning in at all, or whatever. But I think the EU style of play is very dominant here in NA. We've seen the fruits of that throughout RLCS, throughout CRL. But a very good point was brought up by Seb, and it was that it really just comes down to the point where with European players, you rarely see them bang the ball out of their own end. They don't just mindlessly clear. Every touch is usually played for a reason, and the big factor to why European style is very dominant right now and why this team in general looks so good is just how they can control possession in the midfield, in their own end, how they stay composed on defense and working it up for team plays, how they can disrupt back lines. It all happens because of the possession game, and we really saw that on full force and display yesterday in the SGS RL Invitational.
Indeed, we did, and I think to mention that kind of playstyle where we see a lot of bumps and a lot of boosts being stolen, we have to attribute that to James, who's been taking that position more heartedly. I mean,
More frequently recently.
yeah, more frequently. We've seen him so many times stealing boosts, getting demos, getting perfect bumps to allow the rest of his team to open up opportunities. And talking about opening up our opportunities, we've got Arju there. He loves to create opportunities for mechanically talented players like Sai to pop off, and also Jazzy to pop off in the game, and also leave a couple pop-ups for himself. I mean, not to toot his own horn or anything, but
Full
I believe
field
we
psycho.
did see an amazing psycho on the SGS LAN. It left my jaw on the ground, and now let's look what we're going to get to. Possibly something else on the graphics. No, it does not. We're right back to us, our beautiful faces
That's
on
okay.
the casting desk. But yeah, to answer that question, I think they do like to play a very aggressive style, and I think it's worked for them. But when you get a team like, I think Ole Miss tried to capitalize on it a little bit, and we've seen other teams also do it in past CRL events, when they can play more control, when they can play more tightly connected. I think that is where the Saints start to be a little less sufficient in. They are not as clean cut in their rotations, in their passing, in their, like, they have the opportunities to create such moments for great plays, but it's the following up on that play that I think they lack.
Yeah, I think that when we get into that sort of discussion around where the Saints start to find blunders, I have to go ahead and agree with you. And looking back on a series that really caps that off, I really have to pin it back, and you've heard me talk about this one a lot, to when they were in the CRL Open 2. I believe it was winners round 3 or 4, and they were facing Durham in a best of 3. And it was one of those things where we saw the Saints kind of double up on their attacks, look for some of those team pinches, look for some of those aerial passing plays with a pre-jumper maybe coming off the ceiling. And what happens is, if the third man drifts a little too far, it leads to easy counterattacks, especially with no back post rotation where someone's waiting with open arms or backboard defense. There's no force, right? No one can force for their teammates. They can't force a play high. They can't force it to one direction to play to another teammate who maybe has boost coming back from rotation. There's no cuts. It leaves them open for breakaways and not in their favor. We saw Durham do that about 3-4 times, and that's how they took that game and forced it to game 3. And if I'm not mistaken, that game 3 was a little bit of a nail biter as well. So we have seen the Saints look fragile at times, but I really do think, especially now that Gyro is on this West Virginia squad, no one's playing any games anymore. All right, the big boys are in town. Everyone knows what Gyro is capable of. Everyone knows what Tool and Angel, especially paired up with Gyro, can do. And I think in general, this roster has leveled up to the point where you cannot get cocky, you cannot get overconfident. You have to play this as if you are playing a RLCS caliber team because, quite frankly, they definitely are.
Indeed, like it's at that point. We're not at week 1 anymore. We are in, I think, either week 4, week 3 right now of this NACE Super Conference. So the boys have got to get their mental straight. And I think coming off of the win, off of the SGS LAN, is definitely going to put them in that right mental state as far as confidence. I mean, we talked to Yusuf about it. He definitely mentioned that. They're going to be confident going into this next game. They're going to have the momentum. They're going to have the vibes. They're going to have that mental state in check to be able to say, you know what? We're not playing against just anybody anymore. We are playing against West Virginia. We are playing up against a team that almost took us down in the last CRL Open, and now we have to hope we do not get into another reverse sweep opportunity with them. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the game is underway.
And immediately as Gyro takes the 50, it's going to be Arju who finds the winning side, but Angel already back post ready for the clear. Tool finds the pass down to Gyro. It's just a little bit of a lift up, but they're trying to play for Angel in the midfield. Jazzy sending it over to Arju in the side. He's going to try to see if he can snipe out Zai in the middle, but it doesn't matter. Tool already has the beat. The pass goes infield. There's the shot, but it's just weak off the side. Follow-up chance for Gyro, though, and he makes no mistake in that one. Slots it bottom right corner, and West Virginia go up first.
A little bit of an unplanned flip there from Sai, leaving Arju to try and play the third defensive man, but was not there quick enough, did not have enough boost in the tank. And now West Virginia lead the score with 30 seconds into the game, 1 up. Angel looking to get that lead a little farther, looking to get it out to Gyro. Does not yet, because Jazzy is there to disrupt it. Now Arju with the ball, no Sai, my apologies, gets it up over Tool, but Gyro is there to get it out of his control. And now Jazzy's on it. Looks like a pitch towards mid where Arju has to take it to his corner. Sai is ready, passes it down to Jazzy. Looks like he's going to keep it control, gets it under Angel, and is going to take it into the corner.
Well, again, I just want to point out immediately with Gyro on the squad how much more patient, how much more cautious the Saints look with each touch. Zai almost the flip reset in, but it's just going to be off the crossbar. Tool forces the save, and now Jazzy has to play it back. Has time, though. Tool misses, and now he has all the time in the world. Likes to have the flip. Goes to the reset. No, never mind. Fakes it instead. Hits the dunk. Back down to Zai. Down to Arju. Bang, bang. And it's going to be the Saints that tie things up 1 apiece.
Those are the lovely passing plays that we need to see out from this Saints squad. You know, it was a little bit of an awkward touch there from Sai, getting 50 by Gyro, but then Arju was there in the mid beautifully to get it right under the last remaining defender, and now they have tied it up. And you know what? Arju, he's just been popping off so far. It's still early into the game, so I can't call it just yet who our MVP is, but Arju is definitely on my mind for that list.
Well, obviously he has to be on your mind for any time Saints Green go into any series. I mean, the guy has just been on absolute fire since he has joined this roster, but right now, St. Clair. 3 minutes left to go. They have time right now. Zai elects to just leave this one down to Jazzy. Could go for the ground double, but instead Tool challenges in 50s low. Now, trying to see if he can find a centering pass, and it's going to be Angel who has to force the issue, but it's well kept out by St. Clair, who stay composed in the defense.
I'm seeing that St. Clair are still playing really aggressive. We see that second man is up so far, and when you get a clean cut by West Virginia to get it past one of them and possibly both of them, just leaves one defender back, which has normally been Arju or Jazzy in those crucial moments to play the defensive man. But now pass tries to come out from Sai, and Jazzy does not connect to the net though, and now Gyro takes it up, gets a stalled 50 out there from Jazzy, and now Angel is there to help him out, finds it off the ceiling, but Arju is there in the air, playing a little bit with it, passes it down to the side, tries to get a little bit of a cheeky pinch there, but now Tool has got it up for Gyro, looking to get it over Jazzy, doesn't find it, now Arju off of the back, saves it beautifully, but Angel has got it to keep it on the Saints side.
And the Saints, they just got to watch out. They have to play for a bang or a clear, and a far one at that. Zai has the 15. That should fall down to Arju. Potential redirect. He's actually going to use it to pop it back up to himself. Has a reset, but can't get it over Angel. The man is too composed in the backboard. He knows about Arju's plays, and right now, 50s in the midfield, they continue to ensue.
that both teams are bringing a lot of aggression to the plate. It seems like St. Clair have been a little unorganized on some of their plays. I mean, we did see Sai give up a very crucial goal at the start, but now a little bit of another miss out from Sai. Did not have it right on. Doesn't seem like he's on his A game yet in this first round, but looking to stop that as it goes further into the series. Arju tries to bang it out, but no Tool has got it now. Down to Sai, controls it for Jazzy, but no Gyro is there. Bouncing off of the backboard, looks like Sai's gonna pass it up, but no Angel is in the mid, leaving it to Arju now to control it. Finds the corner, but now Gyro is just gonna bang it out for one of his teammates to follow up, but no, it finds Jazzy. Looking to find Sai, but no Angel is there to bump him out, and now Gyro is just gonna bang it right down the field, right down to Angel. None of them find it, and it looks like it just drops down to the ground.
Well, again, as harmless as it does seem right now, the Saints, they have looked a little bit shaky on defense, and if it isn't for the supportive ball that they start playing, they would be in trouble right now. And again, as the shot goes downfield, it's not going to cause Gyro too many issues. The pinch forces it to the sidewall where Arju's there waiting, has the dunk. Can anyone be there in the middle? No. It doesn't matter. Angel has the save, but the follow-up shot is no one's coverage. As Zai, he picks the pockets clean of West Virginia and gives St. Clair their first lead.
Definitely a redemption goal from the past numbers of this game. And I mean, right now, Saints leading. That's all we need to hear. It's all we love to hear. Now West Virginia have to answer back. They have to come up with something to counteract against the Saints' aggression. Maybe meeting it with some more aggression, or maybe meeting it with a little bit more controlled passes, a little bit more tight-knit, organized team plays from themselves, because right now it seems like both teams have just been banging the ball as hard as they can to each other, and they've been getting some crucial 50s as well in the mid, but it has not yet converted to any goals for the side of West Virginia.
Well, I do like to see what I'm seeing on the offensive side for West Virginia, and that is that they're getting more aggressive. It's just been the last couple, 3 or 4 offenses where I've seen them send someone in the first man to go for a demo, to go for bumps on the back line, and it's created some Saints to double up and kind of have a little bit of flubs here and there on the defensive end. So right now, West Virginia, when they have been in the offensive zone, don't get me wrong, they have had the Saints on the back ropes, but the Saints right now have just had good enough positioning, just barely, to keep themselves safe. They actually elect to keep this one up, which I don't really know if I agree with that. However, with 2 West Virginia defenders committing for the clear, it's going to be St. Clair who take game 1 as the ball falls effortlessly to the floor.
And you know what? A great way to take it first for the Saints. 2-1, not a complete shutout, is what we like to see on the casting desk and what we like to see at home. We like to see a close game. We don't like to see those complete, utter, dominating rounds, because that's just not as interesting for the people at home and for us on the desk. But you know what? The boys were looking good on that pitch. I can't say they were looking fabulous, because we did see a lot of plays where they were either missing the ball or they were just not connecting on the play that was at hand, but they are looking good. Definitely, they are looking good.
Yeah, I think on defense they are showing some weaknesses, but again, nothing major enough to the point where West Virginia have been able to take advantage of that as we see the stats going up. They just got by doing enough. As we see Jazzy, not many stats on the scoreboard, but I will say that he did create some lanes for Zai and Arju to create plays. I think what I want to see from St. Clair more is a little more aggression on their offense from the first man. Note that I'm not saying from the whole team, because I obviously don't want them to triple commit. But right now I think that the big deal on why that game was so much closer than initially is because that West Virginia, defensively, they actually look decent despite giving up the 2 goals. When you're only giving up 2 goals in an RL game, that's not horrible, especially when you're up against a caliber team such as the green roster from St. Clair. Arju off the backboard trying to see if he can get a 50, and he's going to lay it off to Jazzy as game 2 gets underway.
Indeed, Angel on it, trying to find an early goal in this. Does not, gets denied by Sai. Now in the air, has 0 boost, leaves it to his 2 defenders. Arju, or Jazzy, my apologies, tries to get it out. Now Arju is off the back wall, misses it, tries to get a shot connected, but does not find the goal. Now Gyro going to keep it on the Saints side, but looks like Sai is going to disrupt that. Tries to find it over Angel as well. Looks like he does, and now Arju is there to help out as well. Just keeping the aggression up, pops it in front of the net, but no, the West Virginia defender is there to pop it out. Sai is just a little too late to the party, but Saints are keeping up this aggressive push.
Well, hopefully they can keep possession, because right now, technically, West Virginia, they really should be up 1-0. The reset, though, is actually going to be beautiful. The fake out from Arju, but it doesn't let Tool bite at all. He stays composed, sending it down to Angel's way, and now all of a sudden Gyro, Soul on the wall, has a pass in the middle, potentially going for the bump. It's there for them, and West Virginia, off an amazing air dribble bump play generated by Gyro, the pass goes mid. It's an absolute laser beam and a half. No one from St. Clair able to get there. West Virginia, they take first blood.
And you know what? When we talk about St. Clair, we talk about how high caliber talent they are. We talk about how Arju is on Team Evo and NARLCS, but that doesn't matter when you've got a team of Gyro, Angel, and Tool who can play like that and connect like that. I mean, you have to be playing as equally, if not better than them to win a game like so.
Absolutely. I mean, that's just the Gyro difference. That's the effect on when you bring a player of his caliber in. You're going to have those highlight moments because that's just what he can generate, a player of his mechanical skill and also positional awareness. But right now, West Virginia, they have to be positionally aware of where they are on defense. The pass goes mid, and Zai should have a shot, but it's well challenged by Angel. A great demo by Jazzy's actually going to be able to free him up for this 50, as right now it should be West Virginia that don't develop too much of a big attack. And that's something that I think St. Clair have done really well, is just they've been able to cut out passing lanes in Game 1. That's something they did amazing in Game 1, and it was the reason of why West Virginia couldn't really take the time to develop any of those plays. It's why it looked shaky as well when West Virginia started to bump those players and start to get some demos and start sending that first man to be that disruptor. But right now, St. Clair, they can't worry about that. They need to focus on this next offense. The shot just goes barely wide. Zai to the middle over one. Does he have the flip? Yes, but barely, just off. Follow up, but no, it gets 50'd out. West Virginia survive by the skin of their teeth.
A little bit of a double commit there from West Virginia might leave them scampering. Angel is there, but no Gyro is there to help him as well. Finds 100, now finds it to the ground, but Arju is there as well to keep the pressure on. Jazzy in the air now, tries to find it past Tool, but no Tool, like the toolbox he is just working for him right now on the side of West Virginia. Sending it back over to the corner. Arju now to Gyro, hits it right over Sai, leaving it for Jazzy. Gonna find the connect, but no, is blocked out by Tool. And now coming back to Sai, looking to pass it out to Jazzy. He's just a little late with it and did not have enough power. You know, I've seen that so many times so far in this game where either it was a pass from Arju to Sai or that last play we just saw. It doesn't seem like Saints are bringing as much power to their shots as we have seen in prior games.
Yeah, but there's also an effect on that, and the reason is because West Virginia, they aren't letting him get into position where they can take those power shots. They're doing a good job of shutting down the shooting lanes, but oh no, Angel. I really thought that should have been a free double, but the positioning from the St. Clair defender just able to force his path off trajectory, and now the pass down. Angel, he has to answer again. Pass goes down to Tool, but he has to play calm. He's on low boost. The 50 comes out. All of a sudden, Zai with a full tank has to play slow, has to play for time. Gets one over Angel. The pass goes down, the shot, but it's just going to be wide.
Arju is ready for that. Now he's taken into the front. Looks like a little bit of a misfit from Angel, but no Tool is there to help him out. And now West Virginia still clenching on to this lead. St. Clair trying to find an opportunity to make it even with 45 seconds left on the clock. West Virginia might make this lead just a little closer, but no Jazzy and Arju are there to save it, and Arju's there to save it yet again. Taking it to the corner, got to find it past one, but no, Gyro is there to try and pass it out to someone, but Jazzy is there to clear it out. Now Tool trying to find it in front of the net. He does, but no, James finds it, and now passing it down. Arju to Gyro, who controls it. Passing it down to Angel. Looks like he's going to take it now, and it's all up to Jazzy on the defense. Looks like Angel might be able to find it low past him, and then Arju has got to be there for a quick, swift save.
And that is why St. Clair have had the success that they've found as the pass goes down from Arju to Zai. It's a clean play in transition, but Arju, that play develops because he's set up back post. He tells Jazzy, don't worry, I have your back post. You can go for the challenge. Then takes it downfield, has the pass, the bump as well to free up the lane for Zai to take a laser beam on net. It's going to net St. Clair green with 11 seconds left, the tiebreaker. But on kickoff, anything can happen. And Tool has just told St. Clair, not just yet. You thought you had overtime, but you still have to work. Just because there's 11 seconds left, don't think West Virginia is going to stop putting their foot on the gas pedal. They take lead, 8 seconds to go.
The absolute dark night of Rocket League is those kickoff strategies, because teams, they can prepare so much on their mechanical skill and how they play in the game, but if they don't know how to plan for kickoff strategies, it is all over and said and done. And it looks like West Virginia are going to put this one to the ground, and they're going to tie it up now 1-1 for the game.
Yeah, you know what? After all that St. Clair did, it was a beautiful play from Arju to set up Zai, and it was good comms as well to note that Jazzy could force the issue, force the ball to go slowly enough to the point where Arju had enough time on back post to send the clear and find Zai in transition. But at the end of the day, you have to be locked in until that ball hits the floor on 1 second, because if you're not, if you slip up, a team of West Virginia's caliber, they are not going to hold back at all. They're not going to pull their punches. And that was a very swift and dark reminder of what that can do if you are not 100% focused all the time. Even on the very simplistic things, such as a kickoff, Tool makes them pay, and now the series tied 1 apiece.
You talk about being 100%, and right now, it seems like the Saints are playing a little more conserved. I mean, we've seen them going for a lot of risky plays, but nothing yet has connected, and they haven't been playing, I think, as fast as they normally have. They've seen a little more like 70 or 60% of what their normal speed is in this game, and could be due to mental, could be due to fatigue after the LAN this weekend, but whatever it is, West Virginia, they may be noticing this now, and they may be looking to take advantage of that fact.
I'll be so honest, the reason why you think they're playing at 60 or 70% of their speed is because West Virginia are a very good team. They're not letting the Saints play at this speed because usually they have players in the right positions to shut down attempts that normally would end up being shots on net, that normally would end up being passing lanes. We just saw one there get picked off as Tool was able to stop Jazzy's shot. And now, with lots of airtime, has control, can play the reset over 1, maybe a ground double trying to get the dunk, but no, not quite. Demo goes through. Gyro should have a shot on net, but swiftly saved out from Jazzy, who has to do it all himself now. Zero boost has to take this back boost now, and he has to force high. Backboard defense is going to come through, but Gyro, a play in isolation, can try to find a fake 50, and he's going to do exactly just that. It's a beautiful job, West Virginia. They have forced the issue now. They can start their attack, but they need to take the ball off of Jazzy, who has a great touch to stall, and that buys Arju time to get that mid-pad. Let's see what he can do with it.
Angel is up to it first, now Tool to follow. Jazzy's going to keep a little bit of control here, but Tool's going to try and bounce it up for Gyro, who's up, but Arju's just going to get it over him, now coming down. Jazzy trying to get something in rotation, but no, Sai is there to send it off of the backboard, trying to find something to connect it, but no, Tool, with what little boost he has left, has to keep control and has to keep it out of the net. Arju onto it now from the wall, looking for a flip reset. Looks like he does find it, but does not find it over Angel. The ball finds Jazzy now. He's in the air, tries to find it over Tool, but no, Tool is just too quick with it.
Again, as Arju tries to go for a passing play, no one is going to be up and in the middle, no one pre-jumping. They're too scared that if the 50 comes through, they could be left in a 1v2 scenario back on rotation. They have to play a little bit slower, and I think right now we are seeing that West Virginia love that from them. They love when they can match the Saints' pacing. Not many teams have been able to do that over the semester so far, but I think we are definitely seeing that right now. Shot to come through, but no, just barely off the crossbar, not the crossbar, the post from Arju. Zai trying to control, but it's going to be West Virginia who have the clear. Offense goes down the lane. They have a shooting lane. Tool fakes one out, but it's going to be left down to Jazzy. Arju with the clear. Gets picked off by, I believe that was Gyro. Angel trying to see if he can find his man. Gyro has the pass. I thought he was going to go for the bump, but there's the bump instead. Shooting lane open, but West Virginia, what's going on? Your players were too pitched up close to the ball, and you had to play slow. Now all of a sudden, Gyro off the ceiling. Can he still make it work? Has the flip to go, but a great save from Jazzy, keeping the Saints in it.
You know, that last play where we saw West Virginia almost finding a goal through an amazing pass from Tool, I think Gyro just found himself on an awkward backflip there. Couldn't find any shape onto the ball. Tried to leave it for Angel to find something as well, but then Angel was just absolutely smacked out of that play by Arju, and then it was all left up to Gyro to try to make something happen, but an amazing save came out from the Saints themselves, and now they find themselves on the attack. Pardon me, they find themselves on the defense now because Gyro is in the air, keeping it on their side. Now Arju's going to relieve some of that pressure, tries to find Sai on a pass but does not connect. Gyro on 0, has to find control, past Jazzy, keeps it out of his hands, but now Sai has it in the air. Looks like he finds a flip reset, finds it over 1, tries to find it over Arju, but no, it does not find the man himself, and it's moments like those that I've been seeing so often in this game. The play develops, the play is going to happen, but it does not connect.
And it's just enough pressure. It forces Zai to take the touch that leads Arju just a little too far in place. Can't get the shot to fall down where he wants it. And now Jazzy off to the middle. has Arju in the back, and he's going to have to play for the clear. Jazzy with time, has a flip to boot, uses it to gain some speed. Air dribble, can he find the double? No, a great job bumping Jazzy off of the double tap angle as West Virginia, with 35 seconds left to go, they take possession. Jazzy trying to see if he can find a 50, but the shot comes through. A great save from Arju, keeps Saints in it. Pinch goes downfield, 25 seconds left, but no, a great demo instead. Arju with a reset, uses it to wave dash, and all of a sudden the fake comes through. But where's that last Saints defender? Sai finds the banging clear, and that's a huge play for St. Clair. It gives them room to breathe. A player's dove in from West Virginia, and Gyro's on 0. He has to have a controlling touch. Angel with 1, back to Gyro. He needs to force a 50, and he's done a great job of doing that. Arju with the ball in time, has to go up. Tool, he's up for the challenge, and this one should fall for overtime.
Love to see it, love to hear it. We have overtime, ladies and gentlemen. Who will take the advantage of this and put themselves to match point? Will it be West Virginia, or will it be your St. Clair Saints green team? Looks like Gyro is going to find another backflip there to try and get himself out of that play, not committing to it too early. Now Sai's going to pass it to Jazzy, finds it in front of the net. Tool and Gyro both commit to that. Arju trying to find a double from the side, does not connect though. Now Tool has it, 0 boost in his tank. Giving it to Sai, finds a bump onto him, gives him a little bit of an awkward position to play from, and now leaves it to Jazzy, where Angel has it in the pinch, and now Arju with 0 boost has it and has to play onto the side of West Virginia. Angel with control, trying to get it past Jazzy, but Jazzy is just a brick wall, and he's going to leave it to Sai. Tries to find the double, but no Gyro is there to deny it.
They just got to watch out right now, because Arju there was actually the last man back for a millisecond, but now with the reset has a shot, but no, Tool reads it beautifully off the backboard. Backboard defense so important in this series, but is there anyone in the backboard here? No, and it's going to be Zai from, I believe, the demo being found by Jazzy. There it is, we talked about it earlier. It's going to be Gyro who just doesn't have the job done in net, or sorry, it was Angel, but it doesn't matter. The shot goes high, the save not being able to get found. Jazzy forces the issue. Zai answers the question.
We saw it, we mentioned it, and we love it out from Jazzy. It was a great way to play that Demolition Derby master in that game, finding the crucial demo onto, I believe it was Tool or Gyro there. And
I think it was Tool, yeah.
It was Tool, it was definitely Tool. And then finding that goal to take them into that lead now. Now they're on match point, and what a great way to end out that overtime, I think. Saints definitely in the right mindset now to take the rest of the series.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think that's, when we're talking about a best of 5, immediately when you get onto that second game and you're able to have that 2-0, 2-1 lead, momentum carries with you. And I think that for the Saints, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Whoever won Game 3 there, I really do think is going to win the series. If West Virginia were the ones who took it in overtime, I'm not going to lie. I think St. Clair's mental would have been shocked. I think you could have seen West Virginia potentially taking it in 3-1 fashion. But now we're going to have to see if Gyro, Angel, and Tool can have the fortitude to claw their way back in Game 4, and we will get our answer very shortly.
And you know what? Just taking a quick look at that stat sheet, it seems like West Virginia have been a little bit more aggressive than St. Clair, I would have to say. They've been putting on a lot more shots onto the net, which tells me that St. Clair have not been as adamant to find that net. Just have been trying to play a little more conserved, a little slower, haven't been being too fast this game, and we talked about that before, going up against a team like West Virginia, how they love to deny a team like St. Clair that space to be fast, to be powerful in those passes and in those shots, and it's definitely been working out for them, but St. Clair have just been able to find some crucial clutch plays and has led them to this game and match point series.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with you. I think that St. Clair actually, if anything, have had better possession. It's just they've been less clinical on the attack because of West Virginia being able to force them to awkward positions and not to their most desirable lanes of shooting. That being said, they're still getting the job done and they're still doing more than West Virginia on offense. And I think, again, possession creates offense. And right now, St. Clair are definitely generating more of it, but we're just not seeing fruits from their labor in shots being generated here. A try and fake from Gyro, but it's not going to work out. And Arju, in a little bit of an awkward position, has a player to his left, though I believe it's Zai, who can just try to dribble it out, and there we go. Flip on the way, Jazzy up mid just for a help, and now the bump comes through from Zai. A good job there. Angel has the demo, but he has the ceiling defense as well, has the read, and forces that one clear of the net.
Now to Gyro, putting a shot on, but blocked out by Sai. Going to take a pinch down from the side wall. Now to Jazzy, taking it uphill. Does not find another touch onto that. Gyro's got it now, taking it up into the air where Arju is ready. Now down to Angel, flying with his wings. He's going to be cut down short by Jazzy. Now coming back to him, getting banged out to try and find someone in the mid. Nobody is there other than West Virginia. Arju had a little bit of an awkward landing there, and now Tool is going to have possession. Arju's going to bang it up high, and now Sai taking it off of the backboard, looking to find the flip reset, finds it over Angel, and now Gyro's got to keep composure. He's got to keep control, try and find it over Jazzy. Jazzy finds a shot, and Tool finds a save.
They've just got to watch out. It's not over yet. They're not out of the thick of it yet. It's going to be Angel who forces the clear. But look at the boost numbers right now for West Virginia. The players are starting to get low. St. Clair, they definitely have a lot more to work with. Zai off the backboard now is going to find Jazzy. And where is Arju? He takes a slow touch. He's actually turned around. So this is not good for St. Clair right now because they need to force 50s to buy Arju and Jazzy time to get into position on defense. Flick goes high, and all of a sudden, it's bouncing off the crossbar. It's so close, but no! Tool, actually, I believe, kept that one out. I really want to see a replay, hopefully later on that, because that is incredible. The Saints, they get fed a lifeline.
Tool, got to send him back to the workshop, get a little oil under those gears and get him fine-tuned, because it did not seem like he had the accurate shot there just off of the crossbar. Unfortunate for the man himself, but now it's still anybody's game. It's still 0-0. We still got 2 minutes left on the clock. It's on the Saints side, and it's looked like they got a little bit of boost to play with taking the ball off, but yeah, Zai's just going to get bumped right out of that and is going to deny St. Clair any opportunity on the play. Tool's now going to try and find a redemption goal, but does not connect it. Zai's not going to bang it all the way down for Arju to try and find a double. Gets a double, but does not find the net. Jazzy, though, is there to find the save for the shot.
And that is something that St. Clair do so well, is their follow-up. Zai as well finds a demo. Not that it really would have meant too much. That play was going to happen regardless. But the positioning of St. Clair, their follow-ups are gorgeous. And they're always looking to rotate from the first man in Zai there just to make sure that they can even put another on net. It's going to be West Virginia, though, who answer back in a flash, and it's just reminiscent of what they did in, I believe, game number 1. It seems like right now, whenever St. Clair lands, West Virginia, they always have a counterpunch.
Definitely an awkward kickoff there from St. Clair. Gave West Virginia the opportunity to capitalize on that, and Gyro took it and ran for the hills. Now back to a tie game. As quick as it became a lead, now it is back to a tie, and Arju is still quick enough to this ball to try and find another lead here to try to get it out for one of his teammates, but has the entire West Virginia roster to try and get through. Now Sai is there to try and get it out, but no, it's back to Tool. Looks like a little bit of a double commit there from Tool and Angel. Now Arju's up to it, looks to try and find it past Gyro. He does. Now Tool has to take it to the corner where Angel's going to be ready, but he doesn't have enough boost because his boost has been stolen out. Now he's going to follow up the ball, though. It was a great 50, but now Jazzy's going to take it to the wall. Looks to keep it controlled, passing it down to Arju. Finds the hit, but does not find the shot. Sai's got it now, tries to find a shot off of it, but no, West Virginia are great on the defense and great to put a shot on net again, but no, Jazzy is going to deny it.
Well, West Virginia, we're seeing both teams right now. They really love forcing passes high in the midfield. We've seen it a bunch of times. There's not a lot of ground infield passing that's going on, and I think that would actually really be a good switch up that we could see St. Clair maybe tap into, but with 20 seconds left to go, they're not focused on that. They need to get ready on defense. The demo comes through. The shot, it's just going to roll into the net as Angel finds the perfect slot, the perfect angle, the perfect 50 on Zai. Move over. You've got a new gym rat in town, and you're not swole enough to keep the ball out.
If I was Yusuf right now, I'd feel a little cautious with my prediction of 3-1 because it seems like we are going to be going to a Game 5 unless St. Clair can pull something out of their Magic Rabbit's hat in this next 5 seconds. Doesn't look like they'll be able to, though, because it's still on their side. They have a little bit of boost to play with, but it's going to be shut down again. Now looking to drop it down for West Virginia. Looks like Arju is just going to drop it to the ground saying, we're not keeping that up. We are sending it to a Game 5.
Well, again, Arju's just hoping that the ball just lingers up top and then he can just take control. He had a lot of boost, was ready for an air dribble, and could have had a reset as well that would have been able to buy him a lot of time to get downfield. And not only could that have generated maybe a solo play, he could have looked for a pass off the backboard, you could have had options in the middle, but it all gets shut down because of the ceiling. It's just unfortunate. He was trying to predict it. It didn't happen. It went off the ceiling. The ball dropped way too fast, and Arju just no player would have been able to react on time to at least keep that up. The ball's going down with too much momentum. Zai, I believe, was just waiting, seeing maybe if Arju could split second, use that flip to power it into him to keep it up, but just simply not the case, as we're going to need all 5 to figure out the victor.
And you know what? We're not too mad about that. We're pretty
No,
happy going
we're
to a
casting.
Game 5. Pretty going casting to a Game 5. I hope you, ladies and gentlemen, are happy at home to see the incredible series that has been unfolding so far. But now we get to figure out who will take it. Will the Saints continue their flawless run through the NACE Super Conference, or will West Virginia be able to take it out from underneath them? We'll have to see in just a few short moments as we get into our next game. If I'm going to be honest, I think West Virginia have the best chance ever to try and take this over the Saints.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I was just looking down at our board there. But now as we get into Game 5, oh my God, immediately the Saints come out firing on all cylinders. And I want to watch this back again. They send the double on the kickoff. Zai, he's able to have it off the backboard. Tool had the save, but again, it's just the follow-up shots from St. Clair. That's something that they do so well, and it gives them the lead early in Game 5.
You know, it was a great play from side to be able to put Tool in that awkward position. Made the save, but didn't give enough power to it, not enough oomph to get it out of harm's way, and Jazzy was just able to capitalize on it. Sai almost able to capitalize onto that. A very stellar pass out from Arju. Definitely creative, one for the books, but now he's going to take control, going to deny Tool any goal, leaving it up to Sai. The mechanical man himself finds the bump onto one, but no Angel is there to pass it down to Tool. Now both attackers on 0, but it does not matter because Angel is going to come out from the heavens and find another goal for West Virginia.
I feel like all times except for none, it has taken West Virginia 20 seconds or under to find a response to St. Clair, at least leading to a goal for their offenses. And right now, we have seen this happen time and time again where St. Clair, it then ends up being a little bit of a struggle. Whenever West Virginia makes this happen, St. Clair, they usually take very long to respond. So we'll see if they can stay composed on defense and force a problem on the attack. Zai with a low 50 is going to be able to set up for Jazzy, but he gets slotted out as well. Arju on the air dribble takes 50 of his own. He's going to be victorious in that notion, but it is going to be Gyro, who I thought had the beat up top, but Zai zooms in like a missile and is able to keep the ball out of his hands.
Arju tries to touch it to keep it off of their side, but no, it comes right back down to them. Now Sai's got to try and push it out. Arju close to follow. Now Jazzy is up next, bangs it out. Hopefully it's someone who's down there. No, it looks like Arju's going to try to find it, but sadly misses it. Pass down to Tool, finds the shot, and 2 defenders are there to try and make it. Finds a demo, and leaves it for Gyro. The man, the myth himself, finds it from the ceiling.
Well, deleted gaming star, stand up and take a bow, and same to you, Tool, who forced the complete problem for St. Clair, demoing in the back line. I do think that throughout the series, we haven't seen West Virginia do this enough, and when they have done it, it's forced St. Clair to have problems on the defense. Their players have been out of position. Can St. Clair find the counterpunch? No, not quite. It's going to be saved out, and now Angel, slow and steady, trying to see if he can take the 50 over Jazzy, but Jazzy will become victorious in that. Now Arju and Zai, they're both just staying low. A good shot from Zai. Where's the follow-up? The demo as well for Jazzy, or to Jazzy, is going to take out that follow-up shooter. A really good heads-up play from West Virginia as they look to try to remain safe.
The demos have just been diabolical out from West Virginia. On the offense and on the defense has just been clinical for them. And St. Clair, they haven't been able to find anything to answer back. Sai's going to try to find something off of the backboard, but no. Tool is going to get a great, Angel is going to get a great shot there. And now Tool to follow it up, tries to find something off of that, but no, Arju is going to keep control. Looks to try and find it past Gyro. Finds a good 50 though. Now Jazzy has it up to try and find someone, but Tool is the only one that will find shape on that ball. Sai now takes it, tries to find it over another, but no. It seems like time and time again, each Saints player has tried to go for these solo plays, but has been shut down so quickly by West Virginia's offense.
Yeah, and I think St. Clair right now, mentally, they might not be in the greatest place because we're sort of seeing them double commit a little bit in the midfield. I've seen it happen about 2 or 3 times now where they're just a little too close together. And in games where they've been too close together, I think is where they start to show their flaws. They need to space out because their ability to pass cross field is something that not a lot of teams can usually predict. And right now, it doesn't seem like they've had the most success utilizing that. Now, granted, that may be because West Virginia have just been locking down those lanes and not been giving them those opportunities, but we'll see if it pays off here. Jazzy has the touch, but no, Tool's already up on the backboard, and Jazzy also got bumped off of that, so in a play where he'd usually be able to try to follow up for a 50, he gets bumped off there. Those are the small changes that West Virginia have done that have kept the Saints on the back foot.
And you know what? So far throughout this entire series, it's been
Gyro
so
almost hit
close.
the
And
shot.
like I said in our interview against Yusuf, it has very much been back and forth. It looks like St. Clair and West Virginia have just been tiki-taka dancing left and right to try and find this series win. And now in this, West Virginia are definitely taking the lead, but it is up to Saints to answer back, to find their footing, and to find this next game. They've still got a minute left to play, and Jazzy's got a beautiful clear, but nobody is there to play off of it. Sai just playing too passive, too conservative, too far off of the play, and is not there quick enough to it. Jazzy tries to recover something off of that last forgotten play, but now leaves it to Sai, finds it down one. A great 50, and the demo finds an optimal opportunity for St. Clair to tie it up.
Well, I was going to say, look who it is again. It's Jazzy. He goes downfield, finds the demo. He notices that last man's the only person back. Everyone else was in St. Clair's end. And again, in an opportune moment, Saints, they find their counterpunch. I was going to reference the play before. Arju, you know, it's not really his fault. He had to try to throw kitchen sink at West Virginia. But right now, St. Clair, you can't get nippy. You have to make sure that you stay composed. You need to at least force overtime. But just like it has been done so many times before, the second St. Clair finds an answer, the second they find a lick of offensive success, West Virginia answers back almost instantly in a soul-crushing lead with 41 left to go.
Hands are on my head. It is absolutely bonkers how West Virginia have been able to answer back so quickly and so swiftly after St. Clair try and find any hope of taking this to overtime or taking the lead in this game. But no, 25 seconds left. A great demo and a great shot out from Sai, going to find another tie. St. Clair Green are not out of it yet.
Arju, you are turning it up to another gear. Are you kidding me? The air dribble, then to bend your car back, realizing Gyro's up for the challenge. You find the mid-air demo, and Zai immediately there for the follow-up. That is what we are used to seeing from St. Clair, and that is a moment where they threw kitchen sink at West Virginia, and it paid off. 15 left to go. West Virginia, they seem a little bit stunned. Can St. Clair utilize this with 10 seconds left? Can they find possession? No, they have to force on defense. That's a strong ball down to the midfield. Luckily, no one there for West Virginia to take advantage just yet. With 1 second left to go, I'm assuming St. Clair, they're more than happy to let this one go into overtime when they have momentum. But again, this reset, it could be fatal. Every time they found success, West Virginia have had a counterattack, but right now that is yet to be seen.
Sai's going to take it downfield, tries to find it over Gyro, but no. Jarju is there to support him, though. Finds it over Angel, now trying to find it to someone else, but finds Gyro. Now Gyro finds Tool, taking it up, tries to find it past Sai. He does, down low, and now Jazzy's going to take it up, finds it into the air, tries to find it past Gyro. Gyro is there, finds an awkward 50 onto it, and Sai all the way downfield. He's going to try to find it to Arju, finds a pass out, but now Arju's got to find it to one of his teammates. Gets bumped in the air by Angel, and now Sai trying to find it, does not find any shape on it. It's a great clear out from West Virginia, and Arju's got to be composed. He's got to keep control, tries to find it past Tool, but no, leaves it for Jazzy. A 50 great from West Virginia, and now Sai is going to take this and take it all the way down the field to find the goal for St. Clair to close it out.
They're trying everything they can, but right now they have to be wary of the counterattack. It seems like all three St. Clair members are kind of sending it right now, and they're very much prone if Jazzy doesn't rotate far enough. But it seems he's done just that. He can go up for the challenge now. He knows Zai is down. The ground double potentially looking for a pass. He has Zai, the shooter, fakes one. Can the puck come through? Yes, it can! Or at least the threat of it is enough to force just the tiniest gap, the minuscule opportunity for Zai. The time, the control, Jazzy. He's again being the disruptor for the back line of West Virginia. And St. Clair, they win a stunner of a series. Game 5 overtime. You wouldn't have had it any other way.
the Psycho himself is playing mind games with the other team, and in stunning fashion, we got Game 5, we got overtime, and we got a Saints win to close it out. I mean, that checked all of my boxes off for tonight, Patrick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of speechless. There's not really a lot to say, mainly because my voice is kind of killing me. But it is what it is. That's what happens when you do on-air talking for 3 days in a row. But right now, I could not be more happy in the boys getting the job done. But kudos, oh my God, kudos to West Virginia because they gave us a nail-biter. I haven't seen the green team, at least when I've been casting on stream, challenged as much as that. So, again, you know what? Saints Green, they may have taken the victory today, but it doesn't even matter. Whether it's on paper, whether it's on stream that you watch this or see this result, man, was it ever one hell of a series and a close one at that.
Indeed, and we have to give props to West Virginia. They played a stellar game. We saw a lot of good team compositions out there, a lot of good playing together, passing, a lot of good demos as well. It looked like they started to bring the Thunder first in the game, and then Jazzy just absolutely ramped it up to a 10. He was playing so aggressive. He got so many bumps, so many good demos, and honestly, if you had to give it to me to assign an MVP around in that entire series, I'd have to give it off to Jazzy because as Arju and Sai were great playing together and great getting goals, Jazzy was just overall crucial to the entire series.
Don't get me wrong, I've said it before on stream where I have been very critical of the players who don't usually get enough shine and whose impact sometimes on the stats don't get felt. But I think it's pretty hard to actually, in my opinion, deny Zai of the MVP. And I only say that because if we take a look back at the stats, I think there might have only been 2 goals that entire series for St. Clair where Zai wasn't the person who scored. I'm going to be honest. Looking back at it now, think of every shot you've seen. It's pretty much all been Zai. 12 saves, 4 assists, 6 goals on 14 shots. It's not the most clinical shooting performance that we've seen from Zai, but he's been able to just put on pressure time and time again. And don't get me wrong, it's definitely a whole team thing, but if we really watched it back here and we saw how many goals St. Clair scored in total throughout this entire series, yeah, I'm going to be honest, I think Zai was definitely, at the very least, 4/5 of maybe the goals that were going in.
You know, you've definitely persuaded me in that. He has definitely been a very clinical player for the team. And now, as I hear it from production, looks like we're going to get a little bit of a post-interview with the man himself you were talking about. Sai, come on board. What an excellent performance.
I know he's not on the screen just yet. Hold on.
Come
You
on,
just
come on,
shuffle
come
on
on,
in,
come
shuffle
on.
on in. So there
perfect.
we go. Zai, that was a nail-biter of a series. We kind of saw the effects that is Gyro on this West Virginia roster now. Definitely a great player on Deleted and really showed off his strengths and kind of forced you guys to play a little more conservative than what we're usually used to seeing. But that's all because of the ways that they can shut down passing lanes and kind of control the ball a little better than some of your former competition when it comes to challenging you for possession. When you see those things start to happen and fold around you, how do you guys deal with it when you see that there are teams that are giving you trouble, which doesn't usually happen, at least so far this semester?
We mostly just try to as you said, keep it simple and try to go back to the basics. Just go bumps a lot of make them awkward. Just just the way they try to make us awkward as well. Literally just do the same that they try to do to us. So we try to counter through that. And also, we mostly focus on the solo playing into bumps in the series as well, because it worked really well against them.
Yeah, I started to notice, especially after Game 2, when you found out that was the formula you had to tap into, it was immediately, hey, James, let's just send it. As the first man, I saw it. He was creating demos. He was creating threats of bumps that were making those West Virginia defenders have to back away and challenge in worse positions than they would have had to without him, right? Because of that, when you have 2 teammates, especially as well, Arju, there was the one time where he had the back post save, and then he takes the air dribble, finds the bump as well, and then takes it onto Gyro for the mid-air demo. When you have 2 teammates that can really disrupt like that and are reliable, and it leaves perfect shooting lanes for you to take advantage of, what does that feel like?
I mean, it's a great feeling. Like I just like I can like fully trust them. Like whenever they say like Edward bump, I know. Okay, I know. Like it's mostly like a goal if it's like the right timing. Because if they're like if we beat one guy and there's only 2 defenders left, like one has to challenge the Edward bump and the other one has to respect like has to like be in net and cover the net. So like if you like successfully get the Edward bump on the second man the challenge, then it's like mostly a goal. If you like don't like if I don't butcher the shot like completely, and that was like gladly that was okay today. Normally I sometimes miss open nets, but
Yeah, I mean, through all of your series, Jazzy has been very crucial, and he's adopted that playstyle very well as being the aggressive, like man, taking a lot of boost, taking a lot of names. I can only imagine his stats sheet for demos so far this season. How have you been playing with Jazzy? How have you been feeling that kind of playstyle? Has that been very supportive to you? Have you loved the kind of way he's adopted that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love when he has the confidence and also like the trust in us as well, where he can like just like freely move around the field and like look for these demos. Like just like Arjun and Mia in the back, like defense, and he just like has his freedom and just looks for the third man. So it like buys a lot of space for us and everything. And as well, of course, like I play with James for like already like maybe like a year now together actually. So like I know him very well, and like I like to play with him a lot because he is a menace on the field, definitely.
That game definitely showed he was absolutely clinical, and we saw great plays out from everyone. And I mean, just another question to talk about. We did see that game was very long and went the distance to Game 5. Were you guys feeling a little bit of like fatigue after winning the SGS LAN, or do you think it was just jitters, or just jitters going into this, knowing the kind of power that was on West Virginia? What do you think led to that Game 5? Because normally you guys leave it with a complete shutout.
Yeah, I would say definitely the gyro is like a huge upgrade to them, honestly, because gyro just brings the experience. And but on the other side as well, there's definitely like the fatigue comes from like the SGS LAN yesterday, and as well the RCS Swiss stage we both had to play, which did not go good for both of us, like both of our teams, which like we could like tell today that like it was still on our mind. Like we did not have like the motivation and like comms and everything like we used to have, because like it's just demotivating a bit. Like after like such like a devastating day as yesterday, it just like had to like go right back into like competition again. Like try to like get your mind clear. It's sometimes not the easiest thing. But yeah, we managed to do it and like still get the win today, so that's good.
Well, yeah, you guys have come out with a win.
Yeah.
Congratulations. And I mean, Patrick, have you got any more questions for the man himself?
No, I mean, I think you answered that very well. Sometimes when you have days like that, you know, it is tough, but just like as regular athletes do, just like as other esports athletes do, we talk about the best of the best. What do? They need to have the mental reset. They just got to lock in. You got to take it one game at a time, one series at a time. And if it's not your day, it's not your day. But you have to accept that, and you got to get back on your high horse and keep grinding the way you guys have. So good stuff today, Zai, from you guys. You guys continue to be undefeated in the NACE Super Conference, and best of luck going forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us on
Thank
the
you for
desk.
casting, and thank you for watching, guys at home. Thank you so much.
Beautiful, beautiful. No, you take it home with yourself. Take it home as a souvenir with your trophy from SGS. I mean, what a way to end it out. I mean, definitely a great way to boost their confidence off of the fatiguing weekend that we talked about over SGS and then some other tournaments that they played in following that. But to follow out with this win, knowing, like we mentioned, the kind of team that they were going up against with Gyro currently on that NARLCS deleted trio, definitely a great way to give them a little bit more of a confidence booster.
Yeah, and I got to say, honestly, tooting our own horns a little bit, I mean, we must be just getting really good at this, because our prediction tonight was exactly what we thought it was going to be. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. You know, I think going into this, I did have sort of a feeling that it was going to be a closer series given to what I had seen from those RLCS results. But again, like Zai said, like I said afterwards as well, you just have to mentally reset. You just have to continue on with what you got to do. And that's it. On the day, it doesn't really matter. No one cares that you went out in Swiss or had a rough day in RLCS in NACE Super Conference, because if anything, it's just going to create a target on your back, and teams are going to be looking to exploit that. So you have to just turn up on the day and be your best self and play to the best of your ability and forget about it all.
You have to have that athlete's mentality, definitely. You cannot let anything get under your skin. You have to be like a rock. You have to be sturdy. You have to be able to take the hits that are dealt towards you. And this St. Clair's green team definitely were able to take all of the hits that were dealt through them throughout the weekend and throughout today, because it was a stellar match. I mean, you said it ourselves, not to toot our own horns, but we kind of predicted that 3-2, that back and forth, which was what exactly happened. And might just be a little caster experience, but you know what? At the end of the day, it was a very interesting series to watch. And ladies and gentlemen, sad to say, I think we're going to have to close it out for today, Patrick.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, shout out to West Virginia, shout out to St. Clair, shout out to the people in the back, mainly Matthias and Adrian in the prod room, grinding, working hard, making sure that we can do what we're meant to do here, me and Wyatt. But shout out to all you at home watching as well. And without you guys, we wouldn't have as much fun doing the job, because we know we're trying to put on an entertaining show. Shout out to our sponsors, Alienware, SRC, the Alumni Association, Tim Hortons, and Subway. And we will see you guys next time.